Well, would it terribly offend you if I work on an orange one today? Because that's what we're going to be doing. So here we go. All right, we're here at another secret location S to work on this 200 Allis Chalmers. He called me, and there's several things that aren't going well. He said the lights seem dim, and I already started working on it, and I didn't remember to grab the camera, but then I thought maybe some people would like to see an orange tractor. So anyway, I brought along a voltage regulator, and I think that seems to have improved our lighting situation. But his biggest problem is that the tractor does not start every time when you push the button. It clicks and clicks, but then you can get off and you can bypass it and you can get it to go. So I've messed with it, and I'm to the point that I'm gonna pull this solenoid off and see what it looks like inside. I brought a new one along, and I may end up putting it on, but we're gonna see. There's a lot of stuff to get off of here. I hope I can get to it relatively easily. And you people who own these are probably laughing because you probably know the answer is no. But maybe it feels like nobody has put bolts in the backside. So maybe someone's changed this before. But we're gonna start and see what happens, and then we will decide what we're going to do, if we're going to replace or just clean up. I don't know if I can make it do it here. I'll set you down and see, because I got to hold the clutch pedal down. Oh, well, I guess I won't make it do it because I already took the battery cables off, but that's fine. So usually you'd push the button and it'd click 4 or 5 times and then finally it'd take off. But if you got off, you could immediately start it here. And I'm wondering if it's just that it's not getting enough juice because something's dirty in there. I don't know. We'll find out. We're gonna give it a try and see what happens. Orange tractor. I have not turned wrenches on one for a while. Matter of fact, the last video I had with an orange tractor wrenching video belonged to the same person, but they had it at a different farm. So we're going to attempt this and hopefully get everything back where it needs to be, because he uses this every day to grind feed, and I do not want to screw up his life. Actually, sadly enough, his dad just passed away. He called me to work on this tractor, and his dad was, I don't know, they found him laying there one day. So it's unfortunate, but when you don't have to suffer, there's something to say for that too. So, but we're gonna get his tractor fixed so he doesn't have to worry about that too. I should probably take those off so that I don't have trouble later. I'm just wondering, he said he took these off and cleaned the connections, so that's what makes me wonder what kind of shape our solenoid is in inside. It might be just getting burnt, you know, where it's not making perfect contact, but then you give it the full juice from directly there and it works good. I don't know. But I've checked everything else. I checked the wiring out from the switch down to here. It appears to be working every time. So that would leave this solenoid as a culprit here. All right, I need a 3/8 maybe. And there's actually 2 wires that go to this. So we gotta make sure we Get that right. I notice his charging gauge is bad too, because it never returns to the home position. So I'm gonna have to call him. I assume that he will probably want that fixed. I don't really want to bother him though right now, because I'm not exactly sure when the funeral is. But like I said, we gotta get this going, so this is one less thing he has to worry about. Okay, 2 of those. No. Very crowded working quarters on these, unfortunately. Because if you have to pull the starter, you have more work to do. You have to pull some fuel primer out of the way. You have to pull a lot of stuff out of your way. Probably the fuel filter, I can't remember. Come along, come along. Can we get this out? Yep, nobody has put those back 2 bolts in. Oog. It looks kind of... kind of want to shine on that a little bit. You can't really see. It kind of looks like maybe it's a little bit corroded in there, just from age more than anything. It's dirty in there. If I rub my finger in, it's I don't know. I might do a quick test here and see if I can make, well, but see, it wasn't. It was going clickety-click a lot of times, but it wasn't pulling. So I feel like we need to shine up on this. So I'll see if I got some emery cloth or something, or some type of something to clean. I remember now that my emery cloth is on the right next to the 1365. So I had a brand new roll. So this really doesn't look that bad. I just have a feeling that the contacts inside that other solenoid are getting burnt from using it. I mean, think about it. If you use it every day, it's got a lot of starts under it. I think we'll slap this new one on and see if it makes us a difference. There we go. There's a wire to nowhere. I found a lot of that on here. I kind of want to come back and straighten out some of that stuff for him, because I feel like there's too much stuff that's not really hooked to anything anymore, especially up under the dash. I found a lot of things that were taped over and had like Scotch locks of some variety in them, and I'm not a fan of Scotch locks, as you may recall. I think that is, you're asking for trouble, and not the good kind of trouble like using a handyman jack. So I really wonder too about the back 2 bolts. I kind of want to do something, but what should I do? I mean, I have a feeling that this is the Allis Chalmers person's preferred method of doing this. Just using 2. And maybe that's part of our problem too. I mean, it's solid on there. By the time you put this bar on there, it's not like it's gonna run away. It just is the idea that you've only got 2 out of... Yeah, you can tell he's cleaned a little. I might clean a little more on this one. But this part was working. I mean, it was, because you could start it with a screwdriver. Come on. Come on. Put that back on. I really hope this fixes it, because I will be bummed if I have to come up with something. Oh, there we go. There should be 2 wires that go. There's the other one. They go to the top one. Okay. Okay, come on. Come on. Now, I wonder about that. I wonder if I got that right or wrong. Not far enough back, or if our new one is. See, you would want it as long as it releases. That's what we mainly want. Make sure. I'm gonna go with that. Oh, shoot, I'm making stuff worse here. I'm trying to fix it. Story of my life. Put that on. Okay, let's do these little ones first, because they're hard to get to. Not that it would make any difference with the big ones on, but sometimes you can't get your fat fingers to do it. Okay, come in there. 2 of these. 2 of these. Put this on. Look at that. Well, that's too big. That's why. That's why that don't work. One of these days, I should probably clean the service truck out so I can start taking it, because it's got all the tools in it. But I actually went to the next town over to get my welding gas, so I thought I'd stop here on my way back and check this out. And I brought along the stuff I thought I could possibly need, so here we are. So if I can get him going on this trip, that saved us some headache. Yeah, you can tell he cleaned up on that a little bit, but I thought there was 2 things that went to this. There. Yeah, see, there's a lot of splices in wires, and I don't know. We don't want to open up a can of worms. Just start fixing stuff that's not broke, but I also don't want him to have trouble, if possible. Okay. Let's get this out of there. That's for his mixer scale. Probably. I should probably check and make sure that still works when I'm done. Nope. All right, everything's tight. Everything's hooked up. Let's go around to the other side. Got a nice paint job on it. My dad's got a 200 that my uncle bought new. I've always kind of liked the body style of them. Let's put our ground cables back on. We'll just put them on to start with here and give her a test go. If it works, tighten her down. How shall we set you? Right like that? Okay. Every time. Will it crank every time? I think it is. I think we got her. Because it wouldn't do that before. Every few times it would click. So it may be that that's just corroded inside after sitting, or not after sitting, but after being used so much. I mean, like I said, they use the heck out of it. So it's just the way it is. Parts wear out, especially these days when they're made in lands that are not here. And a lot of times it's not worth the headache of trying to fix some of your foreign parts when you could just about as cheaply replace them, you know. And you probably will argue with me on that, some of you out there, but you know, you got to think of it from this guy's point of view too. If he pays me what I charge per hour to be tinkering around with something, it's going to be a lot more than if I would just replace the piece and move on. So I got to try to balance the value for the customer, if you will. So that ain't right. It goes like this. Goes around the PTO bumper. Which is interesting too, because some of these, like the one my dad's got, has a hydraulically engaged PTO, and the PTO is like where that plug is, and then it has a hydraulic valve under to turn the PTO on and off. This one is an old, like off the 190 still, the mechanical linkage, and that was I guess still the standard in 72. This would have to be a 72 because it's got the round hand clutch knob, and they only did that I think for 1 year, and that's the way Dad's is too. So this tractor's the same year probably as Dad's, and Dad's has the hydraulic PTO, this one doesn't. But anyway, if you see one with a flat hand clutch lever and it's got notches, those are the later ones, and this is still the early style like the 190s had. And I like this style better because it's more of a positive engagement. You push down, push it forward, and then it springs up and it won't jump out as easy. But anyway, I'm talking about things that aren't necessarily important. Just some interesting history, I suppose. Okay, I think we got that all buttoned up. I don't understand how his stuff works, and I wonder if I should at least make sure that I feel like I should make sure that the scale works. So I may go back there and turn that on. Let's let it run. See, that says nothing. I hope I didn't screw that up. Oh, it's not even plugged in. Okay then. So, and it doesn't look like it's been plugged in for a while. So, I'm gonna just say that I didn't hurt anything on it. But our gauge is still... Gauge is still stuck. Something does not sound right up here. Is it just that we're flippity flapping our belts? I think that's what it is. Yo, yeah, that back belt is loosey goosey. Let's tighten that up for him too. Let's see if we can do it without breaking anything. Do we think so? I don't know. Might have to get a socket to get that loose. I'm bad I don't have enough stuff out. Go get a box end wrench. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's not even that size. Okay. Oh, that's because I'm an idiot. That's why. Because I got it to do this one. See. Now. Can I really need to, what do I really need to do? Get something to hold against it here. Okay. Let's see if this makes any difference. I'm pretty sure he can handle putting belts on if it needs new belts. That feels a lot more better. It's still probably not as much as I would like it to be, but I can't seem to get very good. That feels good. Let's try her again, just to make sure. These, you have to have this out, where on the Olivers, you shove them in to run. And that's partially because the injection pump is on the opposite side of the motor. You see, same injection pump, just different. And so everything, like here, your fuel shutoff is on the outside. On the Oliver, it's on the inside because it's the same pump, just on the opposite side of the motor. So, also consequently, if you take these off to rebuild them, the dot is on the opposite end then. Like on the Oliver, you'd time it, let's say the dot was up. On this one, the dot would have to be down because it's on the opposite side of the motor. Anyway, I don't know. Just facts that I've learned, comparing and contrasting. Let's start. safety. That still sounds like something's clicking. That one belt is a lot looser than the other one, and I think that's part of it. When it's at a lower RPM, that back belt is flapping a little bit, I think. I think we're gonna call it quits. I hope it's not raining because I got my toolbox open. I best go check that. Kind of raining. Cows, why didn't you say something? Okay, I think we're ready to wrap this up. Other differences, neat. They use a alternator driven tachometer drive. So if you want your tachometer to work, some of them used it, some of them didn't. I don't know what the cutoff is, but a lot of times you'll see the tachometer doesn't work, and it's because guys just bought a regular alternator without all this and lived with it. His cable was loose a minute ago. I tightened that up, so I think we're ready to put the lid back on. Your regulator and everything sits under this swooping piece, so we'll put that back on, I suppose. Boy, we just closed the toolbox in time. It's letting loose out there. All right. This is kind of a trick too, because everything can kind of migrate a little bit when you have it off. It's got those, I don't know what you call them, where you clip a steel piece over a hole to have threads. Well, I might be taking you back off. There. Kind of gotta spring it in. There. Nope. You missed it? I don't know. Probably be more interesting if you could watch exactly what I'm doing here. Now to find the right size socket back. Okay. Do we have more? Okay, now these, you got to try to find that little bracket. Oh, and you also got to do, you got to kind of hold forward, I think, because maybe I should have done that first. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I don't. There. Isn't that it? Is that not it? Come on. No. It's just enough you can't see what you're doing. And these don't really have a good place to stand to do it. Oh, guess I'll climb up top. Let's see here. Bracket is there. Should be right in that neighborhood. Maybe it's... Oh! I remember how frustrating these are. Maybe I need to put these in first, if I recall. I bet that's what I have to do. Because I'm thinking you have to spring the dash back to get them just right. Well, what the heck. Okay, we'll figure this out. No worries. No worries. I'm not anywhere close. That's the problem. Not anywhere close. Let's start over. Okay. Now, did that grab? No. I don't think we're... Oh, these are frustrating. That's not gonna work. You know what? It's because I've probably got the wrong bolts. I know there's one longer one. That's what it is. No wonder. Watch as I switch bolts, only to have the same exact problem. There. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Somewhere. Is that it? I think it is. I think I got him. Did I get him? I don't think his threads are... That's a good point. I wonder if it is supposed to have those things too, and they're gone off of these hood pieces. Let's have a look-see. Yeah, that's it. This does nothing. Okay, so I fooled with that for way longer than I should have, because they were just stuck in there. They weren't actually attached. I bet this is supposed to have those little metal clippy clips too. There. Capped in there. Okay, we're gonna call that a win there. I hope. Oh, we're slowly getting there now. Let's go back to this. One there. One there. There's one on the top. The one on the top does not have a washer. What has happened to our washer? Did they not have a washer? Here's the washer. Here's a washer. I don't know if it is the washer, but we're gonna go with it. Looks like a washer. Okay. Next, other side. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't have those bolts, but I didn't lose that. It just wasn't on here. I don't have any with me, so I'd have to get those. Oh, I think we got her. I hope we got her. Yeah. There we have it. Should we hear it run one more time? I think so. Just to make sure we got it. Pull out. Oh. There we go. Good deal. I think we're in business. I think he's good to go, so we'll probably call that a video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.